Test 1, 2, test 1, 2.
Na. Hey, goodbye. You have too few nas, not enough hays.
Sorry about that.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dan Patrick, Stuart Scott, and Kenny May.
Welcome to the big show.
Booyah!
I am amused by the simplicity of this game.
Can I get a witness from the congregation?
Dare I say, en fuego.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the unlikely event of a water landing, please use third base as a safety flotation device.
Nothing but the bottom of the net.
Who says that?
I'm not a player, I just crush a lot.
I don't get that either.
Good.
Na. Hey, goodbye. You have too few nas, not enough hays.
Sorry about that.
It should be na. Hey, goodbye.
You can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him.
You know that kid is butter because he's on a roll.
Good God, hide the women and children.
We rock the party that rocks the pinata.
The whip.
I am king of the diamond. Let there be a grand clubhouse feast. Bring me the finest meats and cheeses in all the land.
Fat Mojo.
He's tall.
Gone.
She's tall.
Any other catchphrases you guys might want to hear?
I can do Old Jackson's.
I'd like to see that again, please.
As cool as the other side of the pillow.
Okay, that's just coming from the heart.
You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the heck up out of here. Peace out.
Good afternoon and welcome to today's Virginia High School baseball matchup from Lightridge High School as the John Champ Knights come in at 2-2 and they visit here the Lightridge Lightning. They come in at 4-0. Game 2 of the second annual spring break tournament. In Game 1, Brentsville Tigers defeated the Potomac Falls Panthers 10-0 in 6 innings, so they will face the winner of this game at 1 o'clock tomorrow for the championship. The loser will face Potomac Falls at 10 a.m. in the consolation game. So just awaiting the arrivals of the umpires for Game 2. We'll go through the starting lineups. Beautiful day for baseball. A little on the chilly side, 50 degrees, but sunny. Wind blowing out towards right as it just started to pick up at the beginning of this game. No wind for Game 1. Starting lineups for the visiting Knights, just a couple miles down the road. Leading off and catching is Guy Jackson. Ty Kahn doing the pitching today for the Knights. He'll bat second. Nick Warner at second base, batting third. Bryce Munchin at third base, batting cleanup. Daniel Pack is the designated hitter, batting fifth. Duran Hoven is at first, batting sixth. Dan Kim in left, batting seventh. Blake Ravel at short, batting eighth. And Cole Round-Raby in right field, batting ninth. Josh Willis defensively in the center field, but not batting today for the Knights. For the 4-0 Bolts, leading things off and back in center field is Donovan Newell. Tyler Rowling went deep the other night against Dominion. Is batting second. James Nunnally behind the dish tonight, batting third. Ben Drinkwine at third base, batting cleanup. Jimmy Burpo at second base, batting fifth. A hot Matt Coleman at first base, batting sixth. Jared Mitchell doing the designated hitting tonight, batting seventh. Mikey Sullivan in left, batting eighth. And Evan McCarter in right, batting ninth. And on the mound for the Bolts, Dylan Herr. So Herr comes in making his second appearance. He went 4 innings, faced 17 batters. Gave up 4 hits and no runs, walked 2 and struck out 3 in that outing. So he'll get the start today against the Champ Knights. So the Knights, Scott Van Dusseldorp, head coach, and Kenny Moreland, and Bolts head coach, meeting at home plate with the umpires. second annual spring break tournament. Last year, Brentsville took it all, and they're in the finals again, awaiting the winner of this matchup. Bolts in their home white pinstripes, and the Champ Knights in their away all dark gray with navy letters and numbers. Both teams sporting some pink today in honor of one of the Champ moms going through a battle with breast cancer. So both teams honoring that by sporting some pink today, whether it's wristbands, socks, or armbands or arm sleeves. So nice gesture by both teams in honor of that. So both teams will go through the home plate meeting, and then we will go through the starting lineups with the public address announcer and Honor America playing the national anthem. And due to the good weather today, we do have a flyby, so be ready for that. So while we await that meeting, we will take a break. We'll be back in just a moment for the start of the game and the first pitch.
Catching number 3, James Nunnally. In the fourth spot, third baseman, number 10, Ben Drinkwine. Batting fifth, playing second base, number 5, Jimmy Burpo. Batting sixth, playing first base, number 12, Matt Coleman. Batting seventh, the DH, number 8, Jared Mitchell. Batting eighth, playing left field, number 17, Mikey Sullivan. Batting ninth, playing right field, number 15, Evan McCarter. Starting off on the mound for the Lightning is number 1, Dylan Hurt. And head coach of the Lightning is Kenny Moreland, assisted by Josh Martin. At this time, please stand. Gentlemen, remove your hats.
Time to honor America with the playing of the national anthem.
As we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
So the right-hander Dylan Herr on the mound for the Bolts as he takes his warm-ups. Hasn't given up a run in 4 innings of action this season. 2 walks and 3 strikeouts in that outing. Defensively for the Bolts, Herr on the mound. Nunnally behind the plate. That's your battery. Ben Drinkwine at third. Tyler Rowling at short. Jimmy Burpo at second. Matt Coleman at first. And it's Mikey Sullivan, Donovan Newell, and Evan McCarter in the outfield left to right. As we get ready for the first pitch. 51 degrees at game time. Wind has shifted almost straight out now. It was blowing straight out to right. Now it's more towards right center. And Guy Jackson going to lead things off for the Knights. Right-handed batter. Herr winds and delivers. And just misses outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Line drive just over the outstretched glove of Ben Drinkwine into left field for a base hit. Sullivan will retrieve it and throw into second. So a leadoff single for Jackson.
Next up is number 4, Ty Khan.
So that'll bring up Ty Khan, the champ pitcher tonight. Right-handed batter steps in with Guy Jackson at first base. Checks the runner. Swung on and missed. A 1 pitch, the breaking pitch, just misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Throw over to first, and Coleman puts the tag on just a bit too late as Jackson dives back safely. Fastball just misses. 2-1 now, just underway here at Lightridge High School at Champ Knights. Visiting today for game 2 of the spring break tournament. Here's the 2-1. Popped up behind home plate. Nunnally makes the catch in foul territory. A lot of movement on that ball as he was looking up, dancing around. It spun back. Made the catch just about in the left-hand batter's box for the out. So 1 down. That'll bring up Nick Warner, the second baseman. Another right-handed batter to face Dylan Herr. Jackson at first, leadoff single. And 1 out now. Breaking pitch in there for a strike. Oh, 1 fastball swung on and missed. Got up and in on him, so Herr quickly ahead, no balls, 2 strikes. Breaking pitch, strike 3 call. Dylan struck him out. Pulled the string on that one and froze Warner. So Warner goes down looking. 2 outs now, and that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Bryce Munchin, the third baseman. Another right-handed batter steps in against Herr. Throw over to first as Jackson wanders off the bag. Herr now back on the mound, working from the stretch. Runner goes. Line drive, perfect hit and run into right field in the vacated spot. Mercado will throw to second base. So nice bit of hitting right there from Bryce Munchin. As Burpo vacated the second baseman position to go cover the bag on the steal. Munchin put it right through the hole. So first and third now with 2 outs. And that'll bring up Daniel Pack, the DH. Right-handed batter steps in, sporting a pink full sleeve on his right arm. Fastball's up high, ball 1. One-0 pitch. Delayed steal, but Munchin will go back to first. That one was down. 2-0 now. Two-0 is up and in. 3 balls, no strikes. Three-0 pitch. Had the green light and chops it foul. We're at the plate. 3-1 now. Jackson at third. Munchin at first. Herr throws over to first, and Munchin dives back. Three-one delivery. Popped up into shallow left. Mikey Sullivan underneath it and makes the catch to retire the side. So no damage done after 2 hits. They leave 2. Go to the bottom of the first. It'll be Newell, Rowling, and Nunnally for the Bolts. We'll be back right after this.
true in fairy tales, and for someone else, but not for me. Our love was out to get me, that's the way it seemed. Disappointment haunted all my dreams. Then I saw her face, now I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love, I'm a believer. I couldn't leave her if I tried. I thought love was more or less a given thing. Seems the more I gave, the less I got. What's the use in trying? All you get is pain. When I needed sunshine, I got rain. Then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer.
Bottom of the first inning. No runs for the Knights in the top of the inning. Defensively for John Champ, Ty Khan on the mound, Guy Jackson behind the dish. That's your battery. Bryce Munchell at third, Blake Ravel at short, Nick Warner at second, Duran Hoven is at first. Dan Kim, Josh Wallace, and Cole Round Raby left to right in the outfield. And leading things off is Donovan Newell, center fielder. Adding 250 on the season. Homer and 3 RBIs. Homer was an inside the park home run against Rockridge a week ago. So the lefty stands in against Ty Khan, the right-handed pitcher. And he delivers a fastball in there for a strike. Takes a strike on the inside corner. So 0-2 to the leadoff hitter for the Bolts. Sounds a little bit high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One-two pitch from Khan. That's up and in. 2-2 now. Two-two pitch. Fouls it away. Stays alive. Another 2-2 delivery. Popped up behind the plate and just out of play. Don't get too many balls land in between the press box and the backstop. So Newell step back in, left-handed batter with a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. High and away, ball 3. So after falling behind 0-2, Newell's worked it to a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. No score here in the bottom of the first inning. Khan winds. Newell drives it to center field and caught on the run by the center fielder, Josh Wallace. Newell gave it a ride. Wallace got on his horse and made the catch, running away from the infield. So a nice catch by Wallace. Newell retired. Good wood on that, though. That'll bring up Tyler Rowling. Rowling the shortstop. Went deep for the Bolts the other night against Dominion. Straightaway center. And he takes a breaking pitch in there for a strike. Here's the 0-1. Just misses. Down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch is away. 2-1. Two-one pitch is up high. 3-1 now to Rowling. Right-hander Ty Khan on the mound for the Knights. Three-one pitch in there for a strike. Payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Went down below the knees. And got Rowling swinging for the second out. That'll bring up James Nunnally. Nunnally batting an even .500. In 4 games, 7 hits, 14 at bats. Driven in 5 runs. As the left-handed hitting catcher steps in, takes inside, ball 1, 1-0. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Driven right back up the middle for a base hit. So another hard hit ball by Nunnally. 2-out single. So puts him at first base, and Ben Drinkwine, the third baseman, steps to the plate. Drinkwine on fire, batting .545 in the 4 games. His 6 hits, 3 singles, 2 doubles, and a triple, and has driven in 5 runs. Nunnally has a drive to left field. Dan Kim underneath it and makes the catch just in front of the warning track to retire the side. So no runs on 1 hit. They leave 1 after 1. No score. We'll be back to Lightridge in just a minute. Top of the second inning here at Lightridge High School. No score. Dylan Herr back on the mound for the Bolts. Duran Hoven, the first baseman, is going to lead things off for the Knights. Hoven, another right-handed batter, steps in. Herr's high leg kick delivers a breaking pitch. That stays up high. 1 ball, no strikes. Outfield straight away. One 0 pitch. Swung on and missed. Inside fastball. 1-1 now. Time called by the batter. Stopped Herr mid windup. Fastball catches the outside corner. 1-2 now. Right at the knees. Pitcher's pitch. Breaking pitch popped up behind shortstop. Tyler Rowling back on the outfield grass. Makes the catch for the first out.
Next up, number 17, Dan Kim.
That'll bring up the left fielder, Dan Kim. Kim, the number 7 hitter for the Knights. Right-handed batter will step in. Herr peers over the glove, gets the sign. Here's the pitch. Fastball foul to the backstop. So Herr getting out ahead of these guys. He's 0-1 now. A 1 pitch chopped foul right to Scott Van Dusseldorp in the third base coach's box. So 0-2. Here's the pitch. Fly ball to center field. Oh, underneath it will make the catch for the out. His first defensive action of the season.
Now batting number 2, Blake Regal.
So that'll bring up the shortstop, Blake Revelle. And he takes a strike on the outside corner, another right-handed batter. And I'm looking in the on-deck circle. Cole Round Raby is in the on-deck circle. He's a right-handed batter, so Champ does not have a left-handed batter in their lineup. As that pitch bounces in. Catches a little bit of Nunnally and a little bit of the umpire. 1 ball, 1 strike. Herr winds. Swung on and missed. Good location on that fastball. Ahead of another batter, 1-2 now. 1-2 pitch. Breaking pitch just misses outside. Nunnally thought he had him, started towards the dugout. So that'll even the count at 2-2. Swung on a miss, strike 3. Dillon struck him out. 1-2-3 inning for Herr and the Bolts as the Knights go down in order. We go to the bottom of the second. It'll be Burpo, Coleman, and Mitchell for the Bolts. We'll be back right after this.
Where are those happy days? They seem so hard to find. I tried to reach for you, but you have closed your mind. Whatever happened to our love? I wish I understood. It used to be so nice, it used to be so good. So when you're near me, darling, can't you hear me? SOS. The love you gave me, nothing else can save me. SOS. When you're gone, how can I even try to go on? When you're gone, though I try.
Bottom of the second inning. No score here at Lightridge High School. Jimmy Burpo is going to lead things off. Burpo batting .455 on the season. 5 hits, all singles. He's driven in 6 runs. That leads the team in RBIs. Fouls that one up over the netting on the right side. No balls, 1 strike to Burpo. One pitch. That one's fouled in the same spot, 0-2. Actually, that one got a piece of the bleachers. Good catch off one hop by a fan there in the back row. No balls, 2 strikes to Burpo. Here's the pitch. That one up over everything. off the backstop pole and bounces almost all the way back to the mound. We'll take a look at that baseball as that hits square on the metal pole. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jimmy. One-two pitch from Kahn. High and away, ball 2. So the Lightridge softball team played in the early game of their tournament, 10 o'clock. They played champ. They defeated the Knights 7-0. So they're on their way to the championship game tomorrow. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Got him on a high fastball. Burpo goes down swinging. Second strikeout of the night for Ty Kahn. And that will bring up Matt Coleman.
Next up is first baseman number 12, Matt Coleman.
So Matt Coleman batting .538, 7 hits. Came in tied with Nunnally for the team lead. And the kid is working on a borrowed walk-up song. And we're just going to stick with it since he's hot. Left-handed batter. Takes outside, ball 1. One-0 pitch, a little nubber off the end of the bat to the third baseman, Munchell, and he will throw out Coleman to first. So Bryce Munchell playing in for Coleman anyway.
Designated hitter number 8,
Will get the put out.
Jared Mitchell.
5-3, and that brings up the designated hitter, Jared Mitchell. Mitchell batting .333 on the season. 4 for 12 in 4 games. All 4 singles, couple of RBIs. So a right-handed batter steps in, 2 outs. And Kahn delivers. Fastball for a strike. One breaking pitch swung on and missed. So Mitchell behind 0-2. Way outside. Tried to get him to chase something. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Good block by Jackson behind the dish. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Up high, 2-2. That one's in the dirt. So Mitchell works a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Mikey Sullivan, the left fielder, on deck for the Bolts. That's one thing the Bolts do have is enough left-handed batters in the lineup. 3-2 pitch. Popped up, right side, shallow. Cole Round-Raby underneath it, and right field makes the catch for the out. To retire the side, a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the top of the third. It'll be Round-Raby, and then the top of the order, Jackson and Kahn for the Knights. We'll be back in just a minute. Cole Round-Raby, the right fielder, will lead things off in the top of the third. Hurst on the mound for the Bolts, and he delivers just a little bit low. 1 ball, no strikes. No score here in the top of the third. Both teams have had base runners. Fastball in there for a strike. Another fastball in there for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One-two pitch from her. Fastball inside part of the plate's fouled up and out of play on the right side. So the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Another 1-2 pitch. That breaking pitch is in the dirt. Good block by Nunnally. That'll even the count at 2-2. Two-two pitch. Strike 3 call. Dillon struck him out. Fastball on the outside corner. 3rd strikeout of the night for her. That'll bring up the top of the order. Guy Jackson. Jackson singled to lead off the game, stranded at 3rd base. So he's 1 for 1. Breaking pitch stays up high. One-oh pitch, swung on and missed. Maybe got a piece of it because it goes to the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike. Herr appears over the mitt, gets the sign. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed. Good fastball down and away. 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 swinging. Dillon struck him out and throwing around the horn. That'll end up in left field. 4th strikeout of the night for her, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Ty Kahn. Kahn popped up to Nunnally in the first inning. He's 0 for 1. First pitch is chopped into the on-deck batter's circle. So Dillon ahead 0-1. One pitch. That catches the outside corner. 0-2 now. Oh, 2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Dillon struck him out. Struck out the side. 1, 2, 3. Pick up 3, 4, 5 strikeouts on the day. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. No score. It'll be Sullivan, McCarter, and Newell back at the top of the order for the Bolts. We'll be back in just a minute.
As the son of a sailor, I went out on the sea for adventure, expanding the view of the captain and crew like a man just released from indenture. As a dreamer of dreams and a traveling man, I have chalked up many a mile, read dozens of books about heroes and crooks, and I learned much both of their style. Son of a son, son of a son, son of a son of a sailor, son of a god, load the last ton, one step ahead of the jailer. Now way in the near future, southeast of disorder, you can shake the hand of the Mango Man as he greets you at the border. And the lady she hails from Trinidad, island of the spices, salt for your meat and cinnamon sweet.
Mikey Sullivan's going to lead things off here for the Bolts in the bottom of the 3rd. Sullivan, the number 8 hitter, left-handed. Steps in against Ty Kahn. Gone 2 innings. Giving up 1 hit. 2 strikeouts in the 2 innings. So Sullivan steps in, batting .286 on the season, and takes a strike. Oh, 1 pitch in the dirt. That'll even the count 1-1. Bryce Munchell playing even with the bag at 3rd and off the bag. Everybody else pretty much straight away. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And that one's hacked foul down the left field line and out of play. So Sullivan behind, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kahn. 1-2 pitch. That one's fouled away. He fought that one. And that will hit the netting or the fence down the left field line. So the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. One-two pitch. And it gets a piece of Sullivan down in the dirt. got him on the front leg, so Sullivan hit by the pitch.
Next up, right fielder number 15.
Will lead things off. That'll bring up the right fielder, Evan McCarter. McCarter batting .300 on the season, 3 hits in 10 at-bats, 2 singles and a double. He's driven in 4 runs. So right-handed hitting right fielder will step in with Sullivan at first, short lead. Kahn working from the stretch. Swung on and missed. Fastball up in the zone. Sullivan's got some speed at first. He's got linebacker speed. Back-to-back linebackers here in our lineup. Sullivan goes on the 0-1 pitch. A little ground ball to the right side. Perfect hit and run. Sullivan's going to be nailed at third base, though, trying to go first to third. As that ball didn't get to the outfield, second baseman Nick Warner came over and gobbled it up. Good bit of hitting by McCarter to hit it to the right side. But Sullivan cut down at third. So it'll be a fielder's choice for McCarter, and Sullivan out 4-5. And that'll bring up the top of the order. Donovan Newell flew out deep to center in the first inning. He's 0 for 1. Hits that one fly ball into shallow center. Wallace underneath it and makes the catch for the out. So got a little more aggressive jumping at the first pitch and flew out to center. So Newell 0 for 2 now. That'll bring up Tyler Rowling. Rowling 0 for 1. He struck out in the first. He steps in with McCarter at first base and 2 outs. Breaking pitch way outside, 1-0. That one's down and away. Good stop by Guy Jackson on the backhand. Two-0 pitch is hit towards the hole into left field for a base hit. So a 2-out single for Rowling. Puts runners at first and second now. And James Nunnally stepping to the plate. Nunnally singled in the first. Was the only base runner until Sullivan was hit by the pitch to lead this inning off. Hit one right back through the box into center field. One thing Nunnally does is hit the ball hard. Swung on and missed. He was out in front of that one. So no balls and 1 strike. Carter at second. Rowling at first. No score here in the bottom of the third. That one's in the dirt. McCarter takes off for second. For third. Rowling for second. A double steal. So now runners at second and third for Nunnally, a 1-1 count with 2 outs. One pitch. Catches the outside corner for a strike, so 1-2 now to James.
You got a 3.
One-two pitch. Popped up, left side, foul territory. They give chase. And the catcher, Guy Jackson, had it in his mitt. And it popped out. He and Bryce Munchell both converging. So maybe there was a little communication issue there, but never looked really comfortable underneath it. So the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes to Nunnally. One-two pitch in the dirt. That'll even the count at 2-2. Two-two pitch. Outside, ball 3, so a full count to Nunnally with Ben Drinkwine on deck. The cleanup hitter. So the meat of the order right here with runners at second and third. 3-2 pitch. And 2 outs. Payoff pitch. Popped up left side. Third base Munchel giving chase, and he can't make the play. Right up against the fence. So 2 chances to get the Bolts leading hitter pretty much out with runners at second and third and get out of the inning, and they can't do it. So he's going to get another chance. 3-2 pitch. Works from the stretch is Kahn. Here's the pitch. That's up high, ball 4. So Nunnally draws a walk on base for the second time tonight, and that'll load the bases for Ben Drinkwine.
Third baseman, number 10, Ben Drinkwine.
Drinkwine 0 for 1 tonight. Flew out to the left fielder Dan Kim in the first inning. Came in batting .545. Now it's 6 for 12, batting at even .500. Fouls the first pitch straight back to the backstop. No score here at the bottom of the third, but the Bolts threatening. Bases loaded. Here's the 0-1. Way outside. 1-1 now. Carter at third, Rowling at second, and Nunnally at first. Here's the 1-1. Up high, 2-1. And the catcher, Jackson, wants to go out and talk to the pitcher, Ty Kahn. So good speed at first and second, so anything in the gap probably going to clear the bases. Good crowd on hand. It's spring break right now. Spring break tournament. Both sides. Bleachers full. Different set of playing conditions for these guys. Normally playing night games. Now playing a 1 o'clock game. So 2-1. Here's the pitch. That's down and away, ball 3. So a 3-1 count to Ben Drinkwine. Be hunting a fastball here to drive somewhere. Get through. And it's outside, ball 4. So Drinkwine draws a walk. And that'll bring the first run across as Evan McCarter comes across the score, and the Bolts take a 1-0 lead on the bases loaded walk to Ben Drinkwine. And that'll bring out the pitching coach to talk to Kahn. As the Bolts open the scoring up here in the bottom of the third. So Kenny Moreland wanted to talk to Jimmy Burpos coming to the plate.
Jimmy.
And give him a little guidance. Now it's Rowling at third, Nunnally at second, and Drinkwine at first with 2 outs. here in the bottom of the third inning. Burpo struck out swinging in the second, and he takes up and in, spins away from it. So 1 ball and no strikes. The Bolts second baseman, Burpo. Here's the 1-0. Fastball in there for a strike. That'll even the count at 1-1. A 1-1 pitch. It's away, 2-1 now. Pitch from Kahn in the dirt. 3-1 now. So Burpo looking for something to drive here. Three-one pitch. That's up and in, ball 4. So back-to-back walks to Drinkwine and Burpo. Make it 2-0 Lightridge, and that brings up Matty Coleman. Coleman 0 for 1, grounded out to the third baseman, Munchell, in the second inning. But Coleman's been pretty clutch with runners in scoring position this year. Munchell's in 3 or 4 steps at third, and Coleman takes way inside, almost got a piece of him. Nunnally at third, Drinkwine at second, and Burpo at first. 2-0 Bolts lead with 2 across here. Back-to-back bases loaded walks by Ty Kahn. And he's behind 1-0 to Coleman. Coleman swings and misses at a pitch in the dirt. And got a little anxious on that one. 1-1. Time called by Coleman as Kahn took a little extra time. One pitch. That is driven to the right center field gap on the run, and it's not going to get it as Josh Wallace dives for it. 1 run scores, 2 run scores. They're going to wave in Burpo from first, all the way from first, and a bases clearing double for Matty Coleman. So the kid is clutch.
Next up is number 8.
Josh Wallace made a diving attempt in right center field. Laid out for it, but just couldn't come up with it. And all 3 runs come around to score, make it 5-0 Bolts. Those back-to-back walks come back to haunt Ty Kahn. 5 come across so far. Coleman now at second base. And Jared Mitchell stepping to the plate, and they're going to make a pitching change. We'll have that information when we come back. We'll take a quick break. Be back right after this. So Jared Mitchell's going to step in with Matty Coleman at second base after a bases clearing double. Mitchell 0 for 1. He flew out to right field in the second inning. And he takes a strike on the outside corner. Bolts with 5 across here in the bottom of the third, lead 5-0. 0-1 pitch. New pitcher for the Knights is Dan Kim, the right-hander. Kim came in from left field. Confirmed that Ty Khan went out to left field here in a second. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fouled back. Yes, Ty Khan is now in left field. So he and Kim just swap places. 1-2 count here to Jared Mitchell. Bolt's designated hitter tonight. 1-2 pitch. Way outside, gets away from Jackson. And Coleman will take third base on the wild pitch. So the count's even at 2-2 to Mitchell. Here's the pitch. Up and in. So the count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Coleman at third. Payoff pitch. Up and in, ball 4. So Mitchell draws a walk. That'll bring up Mikey Sullivan. Sullivan led off the inning. Was hit by a pitch. He was thrown out at third base, trying to go from first to third on McCarter's attempted hit and run to the right side. So he'll step in with 2 outs. Coleman at third, Mitchell at first. And he takes up high, ball 1. Kim, a tall right-hander. Works from the stretch. Delivers a fastball in the inside corner, 1-1 now. Fouled off. Inside pitch. Mikey swung over the top of it. Just got a piece of it. Mitchell was off for second base. So 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Let's see if Mitchell's off again on the 1-2 pitch. And early steal. He takes off. Try to get the runner in from third, and Coleman ventures off third a little too far. And the second baseman will throw over to third to get him. So Mitchell takes off before the pitcher started his windup, maybe to draw a throw and get the run in. But they make a good defensive play and get Coleman at third, trying to get back, and that'll end the inning. But the Bolts put up 5. We go to the top of the 4th inning. 5-0 Bolts will be back right after this. Second baseman Nick Warner leads things off for the Knights here in the top of the fourth. Dylan Herr, the right-hander, still on the mound for the Bolts. Delivers high and inside. So 2 balls and no strikes to Warner. Warner struck out looking to end the first. He's 0 for 1. And he fouls the fastball back to the backstop. 2-1 now. And breeze picking up just a bit. Straight out to right field now. Here's the 2-1. It's up high, 3-1. Got actually 2 flags to look at here. I got the baseball flagpole in right field, and then the softball field has its own flagpole, which is in our left field. And there's a 3-1 in there for a strike. Full count now, 3-2. So you get to compare flags and get a pretty accurate windage. 3-2 pitch. Inside, ball 4. So leadoff walk for Warner here in the fourth.
Next up, number 10, Bryce Munchell.
Third baseman Bryce Munchell will step to the plate. Throw down to first as that ball was in the dirt. Warner took a little bit of a extended lead there and not only took a chance, he gets back safely. Munchell singled in the first, 1 for 1. Ground ball to Rowling at short. Take it himself, steps on the bag, over to first. They're both safe.
No, he was not. Even close. Not even close. Not even close. Beat their own by.
So Rowling gathered it up 2 steps from the bag, stepped on the bag and threw. So they got neither runner. So Munchell reaches, I believe, on a fielder's choice. And that'll bring up Daniel Pack, the DH, and he chops it foul. 0 for 1 today, flew out to Sullivan to end the first inning. They had 2 runners on at that point. It was probably their best chance to score was in the first inning. Since then, Herr's mowed them down. Breaking pitch in there for a strike. He's got that big sweeping curveball. When it works, it works. So no balls, 2 strikes to Pack. Oh, 2 pitch. Popped up right behind us. Oh, wow, you could have gotten that. That landed like, came around right in front of the window. It doesn't happen very often. It's happened twice in one game. Oh, 2 pitch. Breaking pitch stays inside. 1-2. Bolts lead 5-0 here in the top of the fourth. That one's popped up right side, and it'll work its way out of play. Another 1-2 delivery. That's high and away, ball 2. 2-2 now. Her with a 2-2 pitch, and it's chopped foul towards the Champ dugout on the third base side. So the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Another 2-2 pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3. Dillon struck him out. 6th strikeout of the game for Dylan Herr.
First baseman, Hoven.
That'll bring up Duran Hoven, the first baseman, popped up to Rowling at short in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. So he'll step in with runners at first and second and 1 out. Herr will look to run her back as Warner took a couple of aggressive steps towards third. That one's popped up right towards us. Over the backstop, 0-1. Swung on and missed. Good pitch by Herr. Little breaking pitch stayed inside. Oh, 2 is outside. 1-2 now. Breaking pitch in the dirt. Good block by Nunnally. Keeps it in front of him. No advance.
Job 6. Or 3. In our brain. It is.
Fastball chopped into the on-deck circle. Two pitch. There's a fly ball to center field. Newell underneath it. And will make the catch for the out. No tag. So Hoven flies out to Newell in center for the second out.
Next up is the pitcher, number 17, Dan Kim.
So 2 outs now. Runners at first and second. Breaking pitch in there for a strike to Dan Kim. Kim flew out to Newell in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. Another breaking pitch in there for a strike. So Herr ahead, no balls, 2 strikes. Oh, 2 pitch. And he'll spin and fake a throw to second. 0-2 pitch, chopped foul right off of his foot. And he hobbles out of the box. Fouled right off the inside of his front left foot. And he's going to walk that off. His home plate umpire will clean the plate. Give Kim some time. He's going to walk up towards third base. So no balls, 2 strikes. Her works from the stretch with runners at first and second, 2 outs. Bolts lead 5-0 here in the top of the 4th. 0-2 pitch. Fouled up off the netting on the right side. Count remains 0-2. Another 0-2 pitch. Bounces in there. James backhands it. Good stop by Nunnally. That was a 55-foot fastball. So 1-2. Breaking pitch just misses outside. So the count's even at 2-2 now. Little ground ball slowly hit to Burpo at second. Gobbles that one up and throws to Coleman for the out to retire the side. So Herr gets out of a little bit of a jam. No runs, no hits, 2 left. Go to the bottom of the 4th. 5-0 Bolts. It'll be Sullivan, McCarter, and Newell in the 4th. We back right after this.
You shot it out, but I can't hear a word you say. I'm talking loud, not saying much. I'm criticized, but hard, but it's ricochet. Shoot me down, but I get up. I'm bulletproof, nothing to lose. Far away, ricochet. You take your aim. Far away. You shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium. You shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium. Coming down.
Mikey Sullivan's going to lead things off here in the 4th inning. Sullivan started the 3rd inning off, got hit by a pitch. So he'll step in against Dan Kim. And he ticks that one off the elbow. So Mikey Sullivan, back-to-back at-bats, leading the inning off, hit by a pitch. So they're going to bring in a pinch runner for Mikey Sullivan. It'll be Amog Misra.
To run for Mikey Sullivan is number 7, Amog Misra.
So runner at first in Amog Misra after Mikey Sullivan hit by the pitch. 2nd inning in a row. Sullivan's led off by taking one for the team and getting on base. That'll bring up Evan McCarter. McCarter 0 for 1, reached on a fielder's choice, stole a base and scored a run. in that big inning, and he swings at the first pitch and fouls it back. No balls, 1 strike. Kim, the right-hander, leans in, gets the sign, and works from the stretch. 0-1 pitch. Fastball for a strike, 0-2. That strike zone's expanded for both teams. 0-2. Fights that one off. Donovan Newell in the on-deck circle. So after McCarter is the top of the order. It'll be Newell, Rowling, and Nunnally. 0-2 pitch. Gets a piece of that one and fouls it back. That one went up over the netting. So the count remains no balls, 2 strikes. Beestra at first. 5-0 Bolts lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. McCarter stands in. Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch stays up high. 1-2 now. That one's down in the dirt, gets away from Jackson. And Meester will take off for second base on the wild pitch. So if the count's even, 2-2 to McCarter. That one's up high, ball 3, so a full count, 3-2. Payoff pitch. Up high, ball 4. So McCarter draws a walk, and that'll put runners at first and second. And Donovan Newell stepping to the plate. Newell 0 for 2 tonight. 2 flyouts. The first one sent Josh Wallace way back into right center. Made a great catch on the run. The second one was a routine fly ball to Wallace. So 0 for 2. Newell's got speed. He will lay down a bunt. And he takes a strike. Thought he might with Munchel playing back at third base behind the bag. Runners at first and second and nobody out. Here's the 0-1. That's inside corner for a strike. 0-2 now. High and away, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Next 3 batters in the lineup, Newell, Rowling, and Nunnally, the 3 commits. For the Bolts, Newell to Christopher Newport, Rowling to Penn State, and Nunnally to UVA. 1-2 pitch. Hit hard, just foul down the first base line. Took a breaking pitch. Pulled it right down the line. So the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. One-two pitch is grounded into right field. Oh, outfield grass. Newell will not beat it out. Good play by the second baseman, Warner, out on the outfield grass. Chase that down. But the runners advance to second and third on the ground out. That'll bring up Tyler Rowling. Rowling's 1 for 2 tonight. He singled, stole a base, and scored in the third. Hits a drive to left center field. Wallace going back and makes the catch deep on the warning track in left center, but Meester is going to score on the sac fly. McCarter will move up to third, so Rowling drives in a run.
Next up, number 3, James Nunnally.
On the deep fly ball. Makes it 6-0. So McCarter at third now with 2 outs. And James Nunnally will step to the plate 1 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Takes up high, ball 1. 6-0 now, Bolts lead. One 1-0 pitch. He is a little bit low, 2-0 now. Here's the 2-0. Out in front of it, fouls it off. 2-1 now. Two-one pitch outside, ball 3. So 3-1 to Nunnally. McCarter at third. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. 6-0 Bolts lead. 3-1 pitch. High and away, ball 4. So Nunnally draws his second walk of the night. That'll put runners at the corners. Ben Drinkwine stepping to the plate. Drinkwine 0 for 1 tonight. Flew out in the first and walked with the bases loaded in the third. Came around to score a run. So he'll step in now with Nunnally at first, McCarter at third. Runner takes off, they throw down, and he's in there. McCarter stays put at third, so Nunnally steals second. The throw went through, and he beat it. He took the strike. So no balls, 1 strike. Runners now at second and third for Drinkwine. 0-1 pitch. In there for a strike. Strike 3 called. So Drinkwine goes down looking. They get a run. Make it 6-0. We go to the top of the 5th. We'll be back right after this.
Tell 'em all I'm on vacation. Say I went to visit friends, but you ain't heard or seen from me in quite a while. When they ask you where I've been, I tell 'em I'm out on the West Coast where it don't ever rain, and that I'm probably doing fine. Just don't tell 'em I've gone crazy, that I'm still strung out over you. Tell
Shortstop Blake Revel going to lead things off. 0 for 1, struck out in the second. Stands in against Dylan Herr, who's gone all 4 innings for the Bolts, thrown 69 pitches, and the first pitch to Revel is swing and a miss. Fastball. So pitch number 70 for Herr. 0-1. Inside, ball 1-1-1. Never really in any big trouble. Had a couple of base runners here and there, but pretty routine plays have gotten him out of it. Here's the 1-1. The ground ball to Rowling at short, gobbles it up, throws to first for the out. Smooth play by Rowling at short.
Next up is right fielder number 8.
That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Cole Round-Raby. 0 for 1, struck out looking in the third. That was the inning that Dylan Herr struck out the side. 9-1-2, all went down. Just misses outside, 1-0. He's got 6 strikeouts on the afternoon. Only 1 walk. Time called by Round-Raby. Here's the 1-0 from Dylan. There's a strike on the outside corner, right at the bottom of the knee. That's what I'm going to say. 1-1 pitch in there for a strike. They're going to give you that, then take it. Umpire's been pretty liberal in that outside corner for both teams all afternoon. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one's just a little bit low. 2-2 now. Two pitch. Breaking pitch in the dirt. Good block by Nunnally. So the count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. The ground ball to Rowling at short, moves over in front of it. Quick throw for the out. 2 nice plays by Tyler Rowling over at short. That one was softly hit, but in the hole, and he got around behind it. Set up and strong throw. Just a flick of the wrist to make the play. So 2 up and 2 down. That'll bring up the top of the order, Guy Jackson. Jackson 0 for 1, singled in the first, struck out in the third. So, I'm sorry, 1 for 2. Herr delivers way outside, 1-0. Jackson, the catcher for the Knights. 1-0 pitch, breaking pitch, down and away. 2-0 now. And it's still blowing out straight to right. Everybody's pretty much straight away. McCarter might be pulled over to right a little bit. That one's outside, so 3-0 to the leadoff hitter. Yeah, McCarter is over towards the line. A little bit of a gap in right center. Here's the 3-0 in there for a strike. He's taking all the way, so 3-1 now. To the Knights catcher. 3-1 pitch, outside, ball 4. So a 2-out walk for Guy Jackson, and that'll bring up Ty Kahn. Kahn started the game on the mound for the Knights. And then in the third inning was replaced by Dan Kim. So he steps in. 0 for 2. Pop out and a strikeout. And takes a strike on the outside corner. A one pitch ground ball just past the diving Tyler Rowling into left field. Made a great effort. It was just outside that outstretched glove as he dove to his right towards the hole. So that'll put runners at first and in second with 2 outs, and that'll bring up Nick Warner, the second baseman. Warner 0 for 1, struck out in the first and walked in the fourth. Popped up left side. Rowling behind Brinkwine in left field and can't make the play. Called everybody off and couldn't come up with it as it drops into left field. So that will load the bases. Actually, no, run scored. Put runners at first and third as a run comes across. Jackson scores to make it 6-1. Kahn moves to third. Warren reaches first. And that brings up Bryce Munchel, third baseman, 1 for 2 today. He's been on base twice. Reached on a fielder's choice in the fourth, singled in the first. He takes low, ball 1. Takes down the inside corner for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1. Sinking line drive into left. Mikey Sullivan comes up with the play. Takes a few steps in and grabs it just before it hits the ground in front of him on a sinking line drive to end the inning. But they come up with a run on 1 hit and 1 error. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 6-1. Bolts will be back right after this.
Radio in a sundress, making my world all a mess. Back corner of a cornfield, bottle tops in a true spill. Pull the lever, lay the seat back laughing. You slipping off your shoes, while the dashboard speakers sing every word of Night Moves. I wanna be that song that gets you high, makes you dance, makes you fall. That melody rewinds years, once disappeared, makes time stall. Wanna be those words, fill you up, roll your windows down, and keeps you young, makes you believe you're right where you belong. I wanna be that song. I wanna be that song. Oh, I wanna stand with you in the 3rd row, the window booth at a bar, back pew on a Sunday, pouring out your heart. When the bleachers are crowded, when you're sitting all alone, when the rain is pouring and you need something to take you home, let me be that song that gets you high, makes you dance, makes you fall. That melody rewinds years, once disappeared, makes time stall. Wanna be those words.
New pitcher for the Knights. On the mound, the right-hander, Red Jackson.
Starting off for the Bolts, number 5, Jimmy Burko.
So bottom of the 5th inning, 6-1, Bolts lead. Jimmy Burpo is going to lead things off. Burpo 0 for 1 tonight. Struck out in the 2nd, walked with the bases loaded in the 3rd, came around to score. And Jackson's first delivery is a strike on the outside corner. One is in there for a strike. So a little different delivery. Got a 3/4 delivery by Jackson. A little different than the previous pitchers. Oh, 2 in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Driven into left field. Ty Khan comes in and makes the catch on a sinking line drive by Burpo.
Next up is number 12, Matt Coleman.
That'll bring up Matt Coleman. Coleman 1 for 2 tonight. Grounded out in the 2nd and then came out big with the bases loaded in the 3rd. Drove in 3 runs with a double. So he stands in with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th and takes low, ball 1. One 0 pitch catches the outside corner at the knees. 1-1 now. One is outside. Two-one pitch, ground ball, base hit into right field. Coleman seems to find that hole more often than not. So just a well-placed ground ball right in between Nick Warner and Duran Hoven on the right side, and a 1-out single for Mitchell. Second hit of the night, for Coleman. That'll bring up Jared Mitchell. Mitchell's 0 for 1, flew out in the 2nd inning and walked in the 3rd. Ground ball, base hit into right field. So perfect hit and run. Coleman was off on the pitch. Didn't pick up the ball or coach and stopped at second base. Probably had 3rd. But Mitchell's single will make it 1st and 2nd now with 1 out. And that'll bring up Mikey Sullivan. Sullivan hit by a pitch twice. Once leading off the 3rd and the other leading off the 4th. And the catcher, Guy Jackson, wants to go talk to Red Jackson. Could be a brother thing. A brother battery. Red Jackson and Guy Jackson. I'm going to say yes. So Sullivan steps in. Lays down a bunt right into no man's land on the left side. That's going to be a base hit. Well placed. Third baseman stayed back at the bag, and the pitcher stood on the mound. So a base hit for Mikey Sullivan on the bunt, and that'll load the bases for Evan McCarter. 1 out. Jackson wants to see the sign again. McCarter 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. And takes outside, ball 1.
Go ahead, straight through it.
One 0 pitch is in the dirt. Good stop by Guy Jackson. Keep that ball in front of him, and he wants to go talk to the pitcher again. So 2 balls, no strikes to McCarter, the number 9 hitter, a right fielder. Two 0 pitch. Swung on and missed. So 2-1 now. One pitch swung on and missed. Fastball up in the zone. So I'll even the count at 2-2 now. Two pitch in the dirt. Another good block by Guy Jackson. Kept that one from going to the backstop. It bounced away from him up the third baseline a little bit, but not far enough. So the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to McCarter. Bases loaded. 1 out. Payoff pitch. Fouled straight back. McCarter right on that one. Coleman at third, Mitchell at second, and Sullivan at first. Another payoff pitch. Fouled back into the netting on the right side. So McCarter stays alive. Three-two pitch is down low, ball 4. So McCarter draws a bases loaded walk.
Next up is number 9, Donovan Newell.
That'll bring up the top of the order. Donovan Newell 0 for 3 tonight. 2 flyouts and a ground out. So he'll step in with 1 out, bases loaded. Chance to do some damage here. Takes a strike on the inside corner. One pitch. Driven into left center, and left fielder makes the play. Tagging from third is Mitchell. He's going to be forced back to third base. Snow gets the fly ball that he wanted, but just not quite deep enough. And Mitchell
Number 6, Tyler Rowley.
doesn't tag from third. So 2 outs now, and Tyler Rowling steps to the plate. Rowling 1 for 2 with a sac fly. Driven in a run and scored a run. And takes a strike on the outside corner at the knees. Well, 1 pitch in the dirt, 1-1 now. One pitch fastball in there for a strike. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Mitchell at third, Sullivan at second, Carter at first. 1 across so far for the Bolts. They lead 7-1. One-two pitch. Down and away. Gets away from the catcher. Off of his mitt. Mitchell comes in to score on the pass ball.
All right, Tyler. Keep the train going.
So it'll be a pass ball charged to Guy Jackson. Other runners move up. So Sullivan at third, McCarter at second. 2-2 to Tyler Rowling. Strike 3 called. But they pick up 2 runs. We go to the top of the 6th. 8-1 Bolts. We'll be back after this.
Well, she was an American girl, raised on promises. She couldn't help thinking that there was a little more to life somewhere else. After all, it was a great big world with lots of places to run to. Yeah, and if she had to die trying, she had one little promise she was gonna keep. Oh yeah, alright. Take it easy, baby. Make it last all night. She was an American girl. Well, it was kinda cold that night. She stood alone on a balcony. Yeah, she could hear those cars roll by out on 441, like waves crashing on the beach. And for one desperate moment there, he crept back in her memory. God, it's so painful when something that's so close.
New pitcher for the Bolts as we go to the 6th inning. Mikey Sullivan in on the bump.
For the Knights is number 18, Ben Marshall.
Mikey making his 2nd appearance. First appearance, he went 2 innings. Gave up 1 hit, struck out 5, no walks. And delivers a strike on the outside corner. So, pinch hitter. Is Ben Marshall. Hitting for Daniel Pack. And takes the low ball 2. Slow ground ball down the third base line. It'll go foul as Drinkwine comes in. Grabs it as soon as it crosses the foul line. McCarter moves over to left field. And Jared Mitchell from the DH spot will go to right. So good outing for Dylan Herr. He goes 5 complete. 2-2 pitch from the lefty. Fly ball into right center field. Newell on his horse will make the catch. Fighting the sun. And something in the ground over there. Not really fighting the sun. I guess it was something on the ground. Swung on and miss. Duran Hoven, the first baseman, 0 for 2 tonight. Line drive back up the middle, hits the bag, and dribbles into center field. So a 1-out single for Hovan.
Number 14, Red Jackson.
That'll bring up Red Jackson. Came out to pitch last inning. And takes ball 1 up high. One O's in there for a strike.
17.
Swung on and missed. 1-2 now. Sullivan, nice, slow, methodical, deliberate motion to the plate. The 1-2's fouled off into the netting. One-two pitch. Little check swing. One hopper to Burpo at second. Throws to short. And it's a short hop to Rowling. He couldn't come up with it. Kept it in front of him. Burpo moving away from the bag towards the foul line. Good throw had him. So first and second, 1 out. Jackson reaches on the fielder's choice. Fly ball out to right. Mitchell underneath it. Makes the catch. No tag. So still first and second. And that'll bring up the right fielder. Cole Round-Raby. 0 for 2 tonight. Struck out in the third. And grounded out in the fifth. And he takes down and away ball 1. One 0 pitch, swung on and missed. 1-1 now. Ground ball to Rowling at short. Throws to first for the out to retire the side. So no runs on one hit. They leave two. Go to the bottom of the sixth. 8-1. Bolts lead. We'll be back right after this. James Nunnally's going to lead things off here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Nunnally 1 for 1 with 2 walks tonight, been on base all 3 times. Scored a run in the third. So he stands in against Red Jackson in for his second inning of work. Nunnally swings at the first pitch and pops it up over the backstop and out of play. No balls, 1 strike. One is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch in the dirt. 2-1 now. One pitch outside, ball 3. So 3-1 to Nunnally. Fly ball down the left field line, curving foul. So a full count to Nunnally, leading things off here in the bottom of the 6th. Bolts lead 8-1. Payoff pitch. Ground ball to the shortstop. Ravel throws to first, not in time. So just a little bit of a bobble there by the shortstop, Ravel. Gives Nunnally a chance to get down the line. So leadoff single for Nunnally. That'll bring up Ben Drinkwine. Throw over to first, and the ball gets away on the pickoff attempt. Nunnally will take second base. Had a pretty good lead over there. I think he was going anyway. So he'll take second on the throwing error by the pitcher. That'll put him at second base with Ben Drinkwine stepping to the plate. Drinkwine 0 for 2 tonight. Flew out in the first, walked, scored in the third. Bases loaded walk, actually brought in a run, and then he struck out in the fourth to end the inning. That's a balk. So Nunnally, a couple of aggressive steps out at second base, and Red Jackson did a little flinch before return to second base, and Nunnally will provoke the balk and move to third. So first pitch to Drinkwine as he stood at the plate and watched Nunnally go from first to third without even seeing a pitch. So now it's 1-0. Two and 0 now. That one's in the dirt. Two-0 pitch misses down and away. Ball 3. So 3 balls and no strikes to Ben Drinkwine. And ball 4 to Drinkwine as he draws a walk. Second walk of the afternoon. That'll put first and third. And meeting at the mound with Colin McMahon, the assistant coach of the Knights, as he's got the entire infield at the mound. So nobody out, and essentially the winning run at the plate. So the Bolts plate 3 runs here in the bottom of the 6th. The game will be over. So Jimmy Burpo steps to the plate, representing that 11th run. Struck out in the second, walked in a run and scored in the third, and then lined out to left field in the 5th. And takes a ball outside. One-0 pitch. Line drive into right field. Base hit. It's going to drop down in front of Raby. And Drinkwine on his way to third. And Burpo with this RBI single.
Batting number 12, Matt Coleman.
So 9-1. And again, that run at first base means a lot. Matt Coleman 2 for 3 tonight. 3 RBIs and a run scored. So Coleman will step in. Ground ball slowly hit to the second baseman. Going to go to second, and they get the lead runner in Burpo. Drinkwine comes in to score.
Number 8, Jared Mitchell.
So with 1 out now and Coleman at first, Jared Mitchell steps to the plate. Mitchell 1 for 2 and fouls that one back to the backstop. Flew out in the second inning, walked in the third, and then singled and scored in the fifth. Ten to 1. Bolts lead. Coleman at first represents the winning run. Mitchell fouls that one down the right field line and out of play. So no balls, 2 strikes. Mitchell started out as the DH, and the pitching change moved to right field. 0-2 pitch. Just misses inside. One-two pitch. Down the dirt, 2-2. Two-two pitch. That one's fouled. Way out of play on the right side. So the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brentsville Tigers await the winner of this game in tomorrow's championship at 1 o'clock. And barring a small miracle, it'll probably be Lightridge. Two-two pitch, up and in, 3-2 now. So Potomac Falls will play the loser of this game at 10. Whichever game Lightridge is in will be broadcast. Three-two pitch to Mitchell. Line drive into left field, up over the left fielder Ty Khan's head. Coleman's going to be rounding third. Here comes the cut. Here comes the throw to the plate, and it is in time. So Mitchell ends up at third. So he'll be credited with a double on the play. Coleman's out 7-6-2 for the second out of the inning. So 2 outs now, 10-1. The winning run 90 feet away, and Mikey Sullivan's going to step to the plate. 1 for 1 tonight, hit by a pitch twice. Once in the third, once in the fourth, both leading off the inning. And then he singled in the fifth. So Champ is going to make a pitching change. Alex Weissman coming in to pitch.
In to pitch for the Knights, number 9, Alex Weissman.
So left-hander coming on for the Knights to face the left-handed hitting Mikey Sullivan with that winning run 90 feet away, and Jared Mitchell. Mitchell with a double over Ty Khan's head. A line drive that just got some elevation and stayed up over Khan's head in left field. Coleman probably had to hold up just a bit, make sure it wasn't going to get caught. And that was just enough to keep him from scoring easily as he was thrown out at the plate. So Alex Weissman will warm up. So Sullivan steps in, left-handed batter. Champ brings in the lefty, Alex Weissman. Jared Mitchell at third base. Here in the bottom of the 6th. Bolts up by 9. That would be the winning run. Line drive, one hopper to the shortstop, Revel, and he will throw Sullivan out. Well hit ball, but right at Revel at short to end the inning. And we will play a 7th inning. And we go to the top of the 7th. 3 outs away. It'll be the top of the order. Guy Jackson, Ty Khan, and Nick Warner. We'll be back in just a minute. Top of the 7th inning, Bolts lead 10-1 over the John Champ Knights. Top of the order, Guy Jackson, the catcher, stepping in, 1 for 2 tonight with a walk. Singled in the first, struck out in the third, and then walked and scored in the 5th. And he's hit by the pitch. First pitch, Sullivan throws in the 7th, hits Jackson. So he'll trot down to first. And that'll bring up Ty Kahn. Kahn started the game on the mound. Now in left field. He's 1 for 3. And takes up high, ball 1. One-oh pitch. Just misses outside. 2-0 now. That one's up high, 3-0. Catches the outside corner, 3-1. Looks like the old strike zone's back. And that one's just a bit high, ball 4. So a walk to Kahn. Puts runners at first and second. That'll bring up the second baseman, Nick Warner. Warner 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. Struck out in the first, walked in the 4th, and reached on an error in the 5th. And takes a strike on the inside corner. So Sullivan working quickly. Not paying too much attention to the base runners. 0-1, another inside corner pitch by Sullivan. Puts him ahead 0-2. Breaking pitch just stays up high. Right idea. 1-2 pitch, chopped, foul. Down the left field line and out of play. So count remains 1-2. Not really chopped, it was lifted. Low pitch. Here's the 1-2. That one, the fly ball sends Mitchell back. It's going to be over his head, opposite field. One run's going to score, and they're going to hold the runner who was right behind him, running right on his heels as they rounded third base. So it'll be a double for Warner. Drives in a run. Kahn stopped at third. Makes it 10-2. So Bryce Munchell, 1 for 3 tonight. Two and 0 now. Still nobody out. One run across. Runners at second and third. So 2-0 count. And he delivers a strike right at the knees to Munchell. Outside corner, 2-2 now. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Mikey struck him out. Nice breaking pitch First strikeout for Sullivan. That'll bring up Ben Marshall with a 1 out, runners to second and third. Marshall flew out to Newell in center in the 6th after coming on to pinch hit for Daniel Pack. Here's the 1-0. Fouled straight back. Evens the count 1-1. Here's the 1-1. That one's chopped foul through the coach's box on the third base side. So 1-2 now. Sullivan ahead. Down and away. Two balls and 2 strikes. Up high, ball 3, 3-2 now. We were scoreless through 2.5, then the Bolts put up 5. They scored in every inning since. 3-2 pitch, fouled back. 5 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th. Champs scored 1 in the 5th and have 1 across here in the 7th. 3-2 pitch. That one's lifted foul up over the netting on the right side. So the count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Popped up right at the mound. Mikey Sullivan's going to call everybody off and make the catch. In the glove, out of the glove, and caught with his wrist, pressing it against his body as he worked his way back up the mound. So a tough play for a pitcher. But he'll retire Marshall for the 2nd out. That brings up the first baseman, Hovan. Hovan 1 for 3 tonight, popped up in the 2nd, flew out in the 4th, and singled in the 6th, and he takes a strike from Sullivan. 2 outs now. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. Bolts lead 10-2. Swung on and missed, so Sullivan a strike away from ending this one and sending the Bolts to the championship game tomorrow at 1 o'clock against the Brentsfield Tigers. Jess gets a piece of it, fouls it away, spoiled a good pitch from Mikey. Oh-2. That is driven deep to left. McCarter going back. It's over his head. 2 runs are going to score. And it's going to be a 2-out, 2-run double for Hovan. 2nd hit in as many at-bats.
Now batting number 9, Alex Weissman.
Makes it 10-4. That'll bring up Alex Weissman. Weissman, a left-handed batter, steps in and pops the first pitch foul off the backstop. Quickly 0-1, 3 across now for the Knights here in the top of the 7th. In there for a strike. No balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Mikey struck him out. 7th inning wasn't pretty, but we got 3 outs and the ball game. Bolts defeat the Knights 10-4. So the champ Knights will take on Potomac Falls Panthers tomorrow at 10 a.m. And the Lightridge Lightning will take on the Brentsville Tigers at 1, and the championship game will go live at 12:50. So again, Bolts win 10-4. Have a great rest of the day.